Okay, right here you see two 2007 Euclid Hitachi EH1700 off-road trucks. Now before we go and check these trucks out, let's talk a little bit about the history behind Euclid and Hitachi. Starting in 1992, the VME group, who at that time owned Euclid, teamed up with Hitachi Equipment to form Euclid Hitachi. By doing this, it gave Hitachi the rights to manufacture and market all of the current Euclid line of haulers. Then later on in 2000, the trucks were renumbered from the older R model numbers from Euclid to the newer EH series from Hitachi. The EH1700 was launched in 2001 as a replacement for the older R90C model. The truck offered 20% more horsepower, 10% more torque, and 8% more payload when compared to the older R90C. Now let's go and check these trucks out. On the back, on the side of the box, you can see the model number, EH1700. And mounted on the right-hand side of the truck is the diesel fuel tank, which you're looking at right here. This holds 265 gallons of fuel. Here you can see the gauge to show the mechanic or fuel man how much fuel is inside the tank. These trucks feature what's called independent trailing arm suspension. This is the trailing arm that you see right here. A lot of guys will call this the axle, but the correct term for it is the trailing arm. It connects to the front tire. And connected from the trailing arm to the top of the superstructure, this cylinder that you see right there is called a neocon suspension strut. It contains an energy-absorbing gas and a compressible neocon E fluid, which absorbs twice as much kinetic energy as rubber or nitrogen without transmitting shock to the truck's frame. The gas that this cylinder uses is helium. It's located in the top part of the cylinder, and the lower part of the cylinder is full of the neocon E fluid, and this is what gives the truck its suspension when it's driving. Here you can see a ladder so mechanics can get up on top of the frame of the truck and work on the engine, which is what we're going to go and check out now. Currently, the EH1700 comes standard from Hitachi with an MTU Detroit 16V 2000 series diesel engine, which produces 1050 gross horsepower, which is what you're looking at right here. Now, the optional engine for this truck, and actually the engine that these trucks used to come standard with, is a Cummins QST30, which produces 1200 horsepower. That engine used to be standard for these trucks, but now Hitachi has changed it and made the Detroit standard and the Cummins optional. On the left-hand side of the truck, this is the hydraulic oil tank that you see right here. It's actually one tank that's divided in two. These are the two caps right here to fill the tank with hydraulic oil. These are the gauges to show the mechanic or fuel man how much oil is inside the tank. One part of the tank is for the hoist, the other part of the tank is for the steering. Here you can see one of the lift cylinders to raise and lower the dump box. Now it's kind of hard to see, but up inside there, mounted up inside of the superstructure, sits the transmission. If you've ever looked at some of these older Euclid haulers, you might have noticed that the transmission kind of hung from underneath the superstructure. The new design has the transmission up inside of the frame, which is an all-around better design because it protects the transmission more. But these trucks come standard with an Allison H8610A, and an optional H9610A is also available for the truck. If you're wondering what the difference is between the two transmissions, the main difference is that the 8610 has one reverse gear, while the 9610 has two reverse gears. Now, let's go up on top of one of these trucks. Here's the top deck of an EH1700. This is the battery box that you see up top here. You can see the batteries inside there. Right here, there are two air cleaners, and below it, you can see the two air intakes. The operator's cab is locked, so I will not be able to take you inside and show you the control setup, but this is standard Hitachi setup to drive one of these trucks, and it provides a comfortable operating environment for the operator. Now, when these trucks first came out, they were first rated at 97.7 tons. However, currently Hitachi rates this truck at 104.9 tons. But there they are, two 2007 Euclid Hitachi EH1700-3s.